Social flexing on the internet will always cost you dearly. It's so important to have wisdom, understanding, and discernment and weigh up the value of a private life. Learning to win in private will actually enable you to have more gold, more diamonds in your pocket. Firstly, let's just acknowledge this point. The world now wants to encourage you to social flex. Here's my new Porsche. Here's my new Chanel bag. Oh my God, see me in the Chanel store drinking the champagne. If we can't go into a Chanel store, buy the Chanel bag, leave the store, drink the champagne in peace and quiet, we have a problem. It is so important to understand, firstly, why I say this. Life is fully spiritual. I would never forget the day, because sometimes I think, are you being paranoid? Are you taking this life as too spiritual, too far? I remember being on the treadmill and reading the word, and the story that convinced me, no, social flexing is there to encourage the monitoring spirits, the evil eye, all of those things to come and take your possessions. I think it's the prophet Ezekiel went around and showed everyone everything that was in his house, showed it all. Then what was said after? It was said, since you showed everyone everything that's in your house, it's all going to be taken away from you. What you don't realise is, as a woman, it's easy to be an Ezekiel just from your phone. You are, I think it might be Ezekiah, but you can look up the story. You can show everyone everything that's in your house, meaning your life, with such ease. Here I am on this holiday. I made 25k this month. I made 50k this month. I am just buying my second home. I just bought a condo. I just opened up a new business. I just got a brand new Porsche. Darling, stop. Stop. You have put yourself out to billions of people that you don't even know whose hands are clean. With your face, with your photo, with your everything. That is a lack of understanding on how life is spiritual. I want to explain something. Board the business class flight, buy the car, buy the second, third, fourth, fifth home, all in silence. Learn to win in private. You do not understand. People do not necessarily want you to win. This is really key, because the moment you grasp this and the moment you understand that life is spiritual, you will stop social flexing. I recently saw, and when I say recently, it was today, someone was selling hair, and on their hair post, they had that they've made £77,000. I thought, why do people need to know? You are selling hair. Why do they need to know? And social flexing, it's so important to discern, why do you need people to know that you are doing well? What validation do you need from these humans that you are doing well? Your validation, your self-worth comes from the Most High. As long as God knows that you're doing well, let them think that you are a cleaner. And I know that the girls that, I need people to see. Why do you need for people to know that you're doing well? When you can truly answer that question, then you can use wisdom, understanding, and discernment to determine what you should and should not post. I personally believe your enjoyment, if they haven't paid for the flight, if they haven't paid for the Chanel, if they haven't paid for the car, they don't need to know. They do not need to know. The internet, the streets do not need to know what assets you own. You have to get very very at having wisdom, understanding, and discernment to understand that social flexing, you are cursing yourself. I'm going to stand on that. You are cursing yourself. You're inviting, we live in a spiritual world, unknown entities into your life, And please, this is not the space where you say, what God has for me, nobody can take away. That is your lack of understanding that life is fully spiritual. That is your lack of understanding that life is fully spiritual. Because you see, you can think you're winning. Oh my gosh, I'm still elevating, even though I'm showing all these things. No, but you were meant to have more. You're meant to have more. Some of your cup has been taken away. You don't even know it because you're so busy social flexing. I have seen it countless of times. People announcing relocations, people announcing business moves, people announcing career advancements, people announcing things that are not yet done. Poof! All crumbles. It all comes to a screeching halt. All because you wanted to social flex. I urge you to have discernment, wisdom, understanding, to know that not everything needs to be announced. You're a woman who understands her life is in an airport. Plane taking off to Madrid, plane taking off to Mauritius, plane taking off to Dubai. Nobody needs to know. Learn to enjoy your wins and your successes in private. God who gave them to you knows that you've won. And if someone isn't part of a transaction, if someone isn't part of a holiday, why do they need to know? And I do understand there's a space for inspiration, but you even have to be very intentional if you're a content creator and have a list of, I will not share these things. These are the things that I'm comfortable to share. Social flexing will be the downfall of this generation, of many people in this generation, because they are trading validation for more success. They're trading validation for people taking away their wins. And yes, your future wins. People can speak things against your life. And because your feet are not fully in the shelter of the Most High, you're meant to have 4 contracts. You only have 1 contract because you shared about a contract and the other contracts that were meant to come through haven't come through. You don't even realize that because you're so busy social flexing. This is really, really key to understand. A life led in private is a life that actually results in more gold, more diamonds, more rubies in your pocket. A life whereby you want to seek validation from the outside world. I'm not saying you won't have more success, but the success can never be the same. And I stand on that.